We got the best possible budget yesterday that we could have hoped for. It was an extremely difficult year last year, and coming out of COVID, we're still pretty unsure of the kind of recovery we're getting. We're coming out of our second wave lockdown, and we're having a very slow vaccine rollout. So the growth uncertainties are huge at this point. The growth rates that they're predicting are very slow. So we're looking to slow down to about 1.6% by 2024. That's extremely low. It's around about our population growth rate, with inflation picking up slightly to about 4.4% by that time. So from a tax revenue point of view, they're going to have a difficult time over the next couple of years. So we were very fortunate from a taxation point of view that personal taxes weren't raised, that we did get a bit of a break, certainly in terms of the tax brackets. We've got a break, and we got more fiscal drag compensation than inflation, so a slight benefit. Most of that benefit went down to the lower income groups, and from that point of view, it was offset by higher sin taxes, despite what the liquor and tobacco industries pitched for. So they got hammered with another 8% increase on top of a very bad year last year. So tough times for them. Much higher fuel taxes, road accident fund tax, so an extra 26 cents a litre coming through there. I guess where the real rub in all of this comes in is the fact that they're basically predicting in nominal terms non-interest expenditure is going to stay flat for the next 3 years. That assumes that they're going to have cuts of about 307 billion, most of which are going to come from wage cuts in the public sector, services. Whether that's going to be possible or not is a big question mark. So most of the expenditure cuts and being able to actually get that fiscal consolidation comes enormously from the fact that they're actually cutting expenditure quite savagely. So there's a big uncertainty about that. There's another big uncertainty about the fact that you're now cutting the growth in for example, social protection to below inflation, which means that people have come out of a year that was very difficult last year, and now they're having less than inflation wage or social protection increases. These kind of things, the municipalities are getting 2.3% on average growth in their transfers every single year. So that immediately tells you that the municipality is going to struggle, and inevitably what they're going to have to do is then start increasing their tariffs for water, electricity, rates and taxes, that kind of thing. So although the centre is not coming through with the tax increases, I think we're going to get quite a few indirect tax increases. All of this is in an attempt to try and slow down the rate of debt accumulation. So our budget deficits are predicted to slow down to 6.3% of GDP by 2024, and then hopefully a primary surplus, which is revenue minus non-interest expenditure, goes into surplus in about 2025, and by 2026 we start to see net debt levels coming down, or certainly topping out at around 89%, and then slowly but surely coming down. And all of this equates to huge increases at around about 13 or 14% a year in terms of our state debt cost. We will land up paying about 340 billion a year by 2024, just for interest. So there are a couple of big risks in all of this. The one, that the economy does recover properly, that we don't have a relapse, a third and a fourth wave from a lockdown point of view, that these structural reforms come through and that they actually are effective in terms of generating economic growth. We also, a big risk is the fact that nothing goes particularly wrong from a bond value point of view. The banks have been loading up with government bonds. So obviously if there was a major problem from a bond value point of view, that could be a systemic problem in the banks. So there are a couple of really, this is a risky scenario. Got a bit of a break coming out of a very tough year last year, but we're not out of the woods even remotely, and there are enormous risks in all of this. Probably the biggest one, of course, being that government can actually get through its expenditure cuts that it's budgeted for over the next 3 years.